A priest should be learned, but learning won't make a priest. Irish Gaelic proverb. Ritual is often enacted in order to provide us with an altered state where our consciousness shifts from the everyday into a world that is more expansive, where the enchantment is real. We can become so single-minded in our perspective, and when going into altered states of consciousness, we expand that perspective, giving us many other different points of view from which we can learn, transform, and work. We will now look at a few different kinds of altered states, which by no means are the only paths to this goal. Attaining these altered states may indeed be the ritual action, to whatever purpose, held within the safety of the ritual circle. Meditation. Meditation is often used in religions all over the world as a way to calm the mind and retune the body. Within Druidry, meditation is used for this same reason, as well as for journeying and problem solving. We will look at these three aspects of meditation, and for more information, please see the list of recommended reading at the end of this book. Meditation as a tool for calming the mind and retuning or relaxing the body has been used for thousands of years. It is often done before prayer so that our prayers will be clearer in their intention. By achieving a calm mental state, we're often better to assess a situation, our lives, and the world in general. By working from a place of intention rather than reaction, our words, thoughts, behavior, and deeds will be more in tune with the tenets of Druidry and the natural world. There are quite a few ways to achieve this calm and relaxed mental state. One of the most popular is the tree meditation. Find a comfortable place to sit, either indoors or out, on a chair, or on the ground. What is important is that you are comfortable and that your circulation won't be compromised in any way. After years of sitting in the easy pose of Buddhist meditation, I find this the most comfortable, with my right leg folded inwards towards my cushion, my left leg folded in after it. I sit on two cushions on the floor so as to raise my hips, as when your hips and knees are in line, you will have created a very stable platform to sit in for any length of time. My back muscles have been strengthened through hours of sitting without a backrest, and it may take some time if you aren't used to meditating to develop these muscles. Persevere unless it is painful. However, if you ever feel pain, then stop the pose and find a way to be more comfortable. We should never, ever be in pain while meditating or force our bodies into any position that could compromise us and our health. When I'm meditating, my hands usually rest on my thighs, sometimes palms down, sometimes palms up, sometimes in certain mudras. These are hand positions found in Eastern traditions. Do what feels comfortable for you. Take a few deep breaths, really focusing on the air flowing in and out of your lungs. Try to breathe through your nose if this is comfortable. Once you have begun to settle down, on your next exhalation, visualize a long taproot extending from the base of your spine down into the ground. With each exhalation, send that root further down, down into the soil, reaching the dark, cool, moist, rich earth. When you have reached that point, on each exhalation, send out side roots in all directions, anchoring your taproot to the spot. Do this for a few breaths. Finally, send out tiny little hair-like roots from these side roots upon each exhalation. Little hairs that search for nutrients in the soil. Spend a few moments simply breathing down with each exhalation into your roots. Then, when you're ready, on an inhalation, breathe in from the roots, breathing the loamy scent of the earth, the nourishment from the soil. Exhale back down into your roots. Breathe in from your roots and out through your roots. Do this for as long as you wish. This meditation is excellent for grounding work of all kinds. You may like to end the meditation here if you require a deep grounding. However, you can extend this meditation a little further. Now, instead of continuing to breathe down into your roots with each exhalation, you can shift to exhaling through the top of your head, creating a canopy of branches, a crown of leaves above you, just as you created your root system. Breathe in from your roots and exhale into your canopy, spreading it as wide as is comfortable. Continue with this breathing for several moments. See what it feels like to draw in nourishment from the deep earth and release it into the sky. Finally, when you are ready, begin to draw first your canopy and then your root system back into your body with each inhalation. End with the final drawing in of the taproot back into your spine. Once all your roots have been taken in, simply sit and focus once again on breathing in and out through your lungs, returning your mind to the here and now. Listen to the sounds around you, the smells, the light. Pay attention. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your shoulders, and when ready, slowly open your eyes, returning to the present moment. You may find that your spine is tingling from the energy of breathing to and from it, allowing the body's energy to flow freely. This is a good thing, as energy needs to move freely. Journeying is another form of meditation, often used in Druidry, where the meditator goes on an inner journey. We may be seeking a deeper connection to our ancestors or to the spirits of place, the gods, the Sidhe, and other denizens of this world and the other world. There are many tales in Celtic mythology of a hero journeying, usually over water, to gain wisdom and insight into their lives. In Celtic Irish myth, this is known as Imrama. Today, we might be seeking allies from this world and the other world to work with in the future. In the following journeying meditation, we will go to find a spirit ally, perhaps an ancestor of tradition, who may be able to guide us in our future work. Sit in your meditative posture and take 3 long, deep breaths to cleanse your mind and body. Allow your thoughts to quieten, and once you are ready, begin the following visualization. You stand at the edge of the lake, the still water reflecting the sky above. Hanging on a small tree next to you you see a silver branch, much like the one you own. You reach out and take the branch in your hands, shaking it 3 times. You then return the branch, and it slowly fades from view. Turning your gaze to the lake, you see a mist begin to form. The mist comes closer to where you're standing on the shoreline. Out of the mist, a small, flat-bottomed boat appears, paddled by 2 cloaked and hooded figures. Silently the boat approaches the shore and stops with a soft bump upon the edge of the lake. One of the figures turns and stands up, reaching out a hand to help you in the boat. You take the hand and step into the vessel, moving to the front where a small bench awaits you. The figures behind you silently push off from shore and paddle the boat into the awaiting mist. You feel the mist all around you and its cool, soft, damp touch upon your skin. It surrounds you, and you are adrift in this strange sea where light has no source, the directions have no meaning. All you can feel is the boat steadily moving forward through the mist. Slowly, the mist begins to recede in front of you. The light changes, and you see a form looming ahead. As the mists fully part, you see before you a beautiful island. Green hillsides dotted with sheep and cattle roam up the banks of a tall tor, a hill that rises out of the landscape. Around the base of the tor, you see trees marching down to the water's edge. A little way off to the right, you see a small clearing where a tiny village has been settled in the arms of the forest, the tor standing guard. The boat begins to move towards the village, and soon you see a small landing dock jutting out into the lake. As you approach the dock, a figure moves from the shoreline and onto the platform. Cloaked and hooded like those guiding your boat, the form moves to the end of the wooden dock and awaits you. Your boat pulls up and is neatly tied to the dock by your navigators. The figure on the dock extends a hand to you, and you are pulled up onto the platform above the water. You look into the figure's face, and slowly the figure lifts its hands to the cowl of the robe and pulls down the hood. The figure smiles, a face that is neither old nor young, with eyes full of the ages of wisdom. Welcome. From there, you can make many journeys back to that land to learn from this person. You can visit the village, climb the tor, wander the forests, and dive into the lake. With this person as your guide, you can learn the wisdom that they have to offer. When you feel it's time to return back to your body, back to your own time, simply thank your guide, place an offering, perhaps at a sacred shrine or in a place of beauty, or give it to the lake. Take the boat back to the shore from where you began the journey, the mist swirling around you, the shoreline appearing in front of you. Familiar home. As you step out of the boat, you see the silver branch again in the bows, and you shake it 3 times to signal the end of your journey. Then slowly begin to focus once again on breathing in and out through your lungs, returning your mind to the here and now. Listen to the sounds around you, the smells, the light. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll your shoulders, and when ready, slowly open your eyes, returning to the present moment. Meditation can also be used for problem solving. Indeed, you can use the above journeying meditation to talk about a problem or difficulty with your guide in spirit. You can talk to the gods, the ancestors, or the spirits of place, if you so wish. Alternatively, you can simply sit and focus on calming the mind first, and then attend to the problem in the proper frame of mind. Take 3 deep breaths to calm the mind and bring your focus into your body. Allow your muscles to relax and allow your thoughts to settle. If a thought comes into your head, allow it to arise and then see it drift away. Keep allowing any arising thoughts to drift away until you have reached a place of quiet calm where the mind is dark and rested. Now bring the problem or difficulty that you are having to the forefront of your mind. Still in your calm and relaxed state, look at the issue from all angles, from all perspectives. See it as an outsider would, who has no attachment to it at all, no preconceptions or judgments. Ask yourself some questions to gain deeper insight into the matter, such as, what has brought this about? What is within my control, and what is not? What, if anything, can I do right now to solve this problem? If there is nothing you can do about it, focus on letting go of the need to control and simply find an acceptance of the situation. If there is something that you can do, calmly and rationally think about the outcomes of your decisive action. Focus on what is best for all, what will create harmony. Find a solution that allows the ecosystem to flourish. If there is no solution to be found, then allow that to be as well. Sometimes there just aren't any answers. Time and tide will tell the outcome of any situation. Then slowly begin to focus once again on breathing in and out through your lungs, returning your mind to the here and now. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice the smells, the light. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your shoulders, and when ready, open your eyes, returning to the present moment. I hope that these examples of meditation will help you as you learn to work with altered states in ritual. As stated previously, there are many types of meditation that you can use, so please do research the subject more fully and try out different techniques to see which suits you best. Drumming. We've covered many aspects of the drum in the Druid's Tools section, but here we will touch more upon the use of the drum for achieving an altered state of consciousness in ritual. The drum is often used for journeying, a term that describes a form of meditation or altered state where we can travel in spirit to other realms. The drum is often that which can carry us across and between the worlds, riding the drum beat to new perspectives. When drumming, you will find that you usually have a signature beat that resonates with you that you keep coming back to. This is often a sequence of beats that is in tune with your own heartbeat, and as everyone's heartbeat is at a slightly different rate, it will be unique to you. It may be slow, it may be quick, but it is a rhythm that you find yourself returning to, time and again in ritual. Allow yourself to ride that sound, as it is an extension of your soul. Don't think that you aren't being creative enough in your drumming, but instead really explore that sound. You can get fancy later. It's usually good to meditate before drumming, to ground, calm, and center your thoughts. As you are preparing to take a journey, it's a good opportunity to remind yourself of where you are now before you go off on spiritual adventures. When drumming, you don't necessarily need to create a lot of noise. Soft drumming can induce trance-like states that are just as effective as loud pounding. What matters most is the intention behind the drumming, not necessarily the skill or the sound level. As with all musical instruments, however, practice does help to create a pleasing sound. And if you find that you have trouble keeping any sort of rhythm, you might like to attend some drumming workshops that will help you to steady your hand and your beat. If you find that you have absolutely no propensity for drumming at all, you can always listen to a drumming CD instead, and allow that to take you on a journey. Alternatively, if you have a friend who is a capable drummer, you could ask them to drum for you in your ritual as you journey between the worlds. Agree a length of time and the type of beat with any changes in rhythm that you would like to use beforehand, as well as to signal to return. Allow the drum beat to wash over you, to become your whole world. Let it sink into your body and fill your consciousness. Once you can feel the drum beat within your body and soul, you can then direct the sound to take you where you would like to go. You can ride the sound to the other world, to meet with beings that may be able to guide you on your path. You can also allow the sound to take you deep on a journey to the underworld, or deep within your own mind to confront shadow aspects of yourself. The possibilities are endless. Chant and song. Enchantment is a large part of Druid ritual. If we look closely at the word, we can break it down into en chant, French for in song. We are a species that, like many others, loves the power of song, of music. If we can be in song, if we can be enchanted, then we can not only find deep, transformative ritual and experiences, but also move between the worlds. If you are blessed with voice, you can sing. If you don't like the sound of your singing voice, you can work on it with some lessons and tips, classes, or even free online workshops. Or you can always chant. Either way, using our vocal cords can help us to achieve an altered state in ritual. Think of one of your favorite songs and how it makes you feel to sing it. Does singing it change your mood, your emotions? Does listening to your favorite singer produce an effect on you, physically, mentally, spiritually? What other songs have a similar effect on you? For me, the song of the blackbird, the Druid dove, is a song from these British Isles that connects me instantly to the other world, reminding me that it is always here, always lying close to ours, and we are able to pass through and communicate with it should we so wish. At the liminal time of twilight, when it's neither light nor dark, day nor night, the blackbird's song opens the veils between the worlds. Just as we have a signature drum beat that corresponds with our hearts, so too do we have a signature song, a melody, a tune that we keep coming back to that holds great meaning for us. It may be something that we have created, or something that we have heard that strikes a literal chord within our souls. We love this song, we keep singing it, and in singing it finding the beauty and enchantment. We can ride the waves of this song to other realms, to other places of being, to widen our perspective, to take us out of our bodies and out of ourselves, experiencing life on an even grander scale. In song, enchantment. Then again, we may prefer chant to song, in the anglicized meaning of the word. This is usually a repetition of words or a phrase, or a combination of phrases using less notes and melody than a song would contain. It is simpler, sometimes even monotone. It can be as elaborate as a Gregorian chant, or as simple as whispered words over and over again to the rising moon. Chanting and singing allow us to turn off our brains for a while, to stop the thinking and simply be in the moment. When we turn off our thinking, we can step beyond our boundaries and judgments, our criticizing and our doubting. We can simply experience things on a profound and yet very simple level. I would encourage you to write your own songs and chants to use in your ritual practice. Try singing or chanting part or all of the ritual elements, from the call for peace to the closing rites. Use notes or a melody that you love, from your favorite songs or chants, or something that you've made up yourself. You might find your whole ritual changes simply with the addition of song and chant as part of the ritual elements. You can also use it in the ritual action to travel and journey into altered states of consciousness. However you use song and chant in ritual, I guarantee it will be something both beautiful and wonderful. Sensory deprivation. We can find various references to sensory deprivation as being part of the Celtic spiritual practice. These take on differing forms, the most common being exposure to utter darkness, or in a sweat lodge called Tecanalash. Spending time in darkness, perhaps in a quiet, dark room or deep within a cave, or even blindfolded, has an effect on our psyche. We rely on our physical sight so much for input that when we take that sense away, we open ourselves to other senses, but also find a space to get back in touch with our own sense of self. In Celtic literature of the 5th to 8th centuries, there are accounts of poets, diviners, and druids who would spend hours in the darkness, resembling the darkness of the womb, and then be brought out into the light where they gave their prophecies. In the Irish tradition, this is known as Imas Verosna. When we are released from distraction, we are better able to access those deeper areas of our soul. In darkness is where all life begins. When we are then brought out into the light, the potential that the darkness has held turns into manifestation. Performing Imas Verosna is a perfect example of this. If you have a particular issue or a question that you would like answered, or perhaps simply want to become better attuned to your sense of self, your place in the web of life, then spending time in utter darkness can help you achieve clarity. That is, of course, best performed at night, and during the time of the dark moon, as it is the time of greatest darkness. Find a place where you can eliminate all sources of light, if possible. A room indoors is probably the safest place, where you can draw the curtains and blinds. A cave out in the wilds is ideal, but of course all safety precautions must be taken first. You don't want to be sharing this space with anyone or anything else. If you can't achieve utter darkness either indoors or out, then take a cloak or a blindfold with you. You can wrap yourself in the cloak or lay it over you to shield out all light, or simply place the blindfold over your eyes. You can do this in a ritual circle, which would be the best place for such workings. You have the information you need already, so why not go ahead and use it for this ritual intention? It could offer up a wealth of information, solutions, or inspiration in your life. Feel free to say prayers beforehand, drum, or meditate. Then simply lie down and spend time in darkness, allowing your thoughts to slow down over time. If you fall asleep, do not worry, for this too is a powerful form of work. When you wake, tell yourself the story of what you have just dreamed so that you will remember it. Then, after a few hours or at dawn, whether you have stayed awake or just woken up, throw off the cloak, tear off the blindfold, open up the curtains and roll up the blind, immersing yourself in the light of day. See what impressions, thoughts, feelings, and emotions strike you as you move from darkness to light. After you have undergone this experience, journal it right away so that you won't forget any of it. The sweat lodge, or takanalash, is another form of sensory deprivation, where we shut ourselves off from the world and use the power of water and fire to bring us to another state of being. Beehive-shaped stone buildings have been found along rivers in Celtic lands and are perfect for holding in heat and providing a sacred place to journey, to heal and to cleanse, shut off from the outside world. Through the power of water and fire, both held sacred in all Celtic lands, we can move from the everyday into the extraordinary. We can strip away the layers of ourself to find our root souls, hidden beneath years of negative thoughts and experiences. Research ways of building your own sweat lodge through the natural materials you have around you. Alternatively, you can buy saunas already made, or simply turn your bathroom into a similar experience. You can run a very hot bath, not scalding of course, but quite hot, and sit in it for an hour. You should work up a sweat. It probably won't be as dramatic as a stone and peat built sweat lodge, but the intention is the same at any rate. It goes without saying that if you're pregnant, suffer from breathing or heart difficulties, then using a sweat lodge is not recommended. It is probably best to ask your doctor first if you're thinking of doing a sweat lodge, if you've never done one before. Drink plenty of water before and after your sweat lodge experience, but ensure that it's not too cold and don't overdrink, i.e., don't down 2 pints of water in one go. Take it easy. Get the area to a hot enough temperature that you are sweating within a few minutes of sitting there. Ensure that it is not too hot that you will become faint, or not hot enough that you are comfortable. The point of this exercise is to experience some discomfort, but in a good way that releases or strips away the dross to reveal the truth within. Turn off the lights and either just have the fire in the center of the sweat lodge or some candles in the room around you. If you have stones that you can pour water over to make steam, then go ahead. If you're in the bathtub, the steam from that should suffice. You can always top up with more hot water as necessary. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel the heat on your skin. Feel the sweat coming out of your pores. Concentrate on the reason why you are here. Allow the sweat to drip off what is unnecessary and come back to your true self. If you have a question, ask it and allow yourself to sink into the powers of water and fire, of darkness and light. Do what you have come to do, and then when ready, stand up and slowly make your way out of doors if possible. If you're near a body of water, Dip your body in the water briefly or roll in some snow. If indoors, rinse your body with cool water. Note what you think and feel as you do this. It is similar to Imasvarasana, where instead of moving from darkness to light, you are also moving from heat to cold. Record your thoughts, feelings, and experiences in your journal as soon as you can. Sacred landscapes and sitting out. A druid is part of a landscape, no matter where that druid finds him or herself. Whether he or she lives in the rural countryside or in the midst of urban sprawl, he or she knows that they are part of an ecosystem. Every day one can attune with that ecosystem, for it is a part of us just as much as we are a part of it. To know that ecosystem is to know yourself. Taking ritual out of doors and connecting to the landscape is a very important part of the Druid tradition. We may take our crane bag with our special items, or we may carry nothing with us but our prayers. What matters most is that we do get out there, out into the landscape as much as we can. If you are lucky enough to be mobile, try to find a place within your own landscape where you can perform your Druid rituals. Consideration must be taken in public spaces with regards to land ownership and a host of other ideas. Let your intuition guide you to find that special spot that hums with energy and that calls to you, that you find yourself returning to time and again when out for a walk. It might be a quiet corner of a city park, or near an ancient burial mound in the countryside. It might be a grove of trees on the edge of a meadow, or by the seashore. It might even be your own backyard. It should be a space where you feel safe and secure, comfortable enough to practice your spirituality without any interruption. Working in a special place over a length of time creates an energy that can build up, allowing ritual to flow even more smoothly, to empower rites, and to feed back to the land that provides us with so much nourishment. It is about finding and sustaining a deep relationship with the land. This special place can be thought of as your altar to the gods, the ancestors, and spirits of place. It is a point of focus where you can work with and give back to the land. Our Neolithic and Celtic ancestors knew the importance of such places, marked out as they were, often by stone circles and henges, created for whatever purpose was needed. We needn't always return to ancient sites, and indeed we can create new ritual sites where we can honor all that we hold dear. New ritual sites are opening up across the country and indeed across the world, also in many people's private back gardens. I have a small stone circle set up in my back garden where I meditate and pray. I also travel to an ancient tumuli, which is about a 4-mile round trip by foot. There I connect with the Sidhe, the fairy folk, the ancestors, and the other world on a deeper level. Once you've found a suitable outdoor ritual area, spend some time there just being. Sit and allow the landscape to speak to you. Talk to it of your hopes and dreams, what you wish for the land. In the Norse tradition, there is a term, utiseta, which means to sit outside. If convenience allows, sit out in your area overnight or for a day and a night. Watch the sun rise and set, feel the patterns that flow through the land. Create your ritual circle, after asking permission of the spirits of place first, and see how your energy combines with the energy of place. Get to know the flora and fauna of the area firsthand. Which way do the birds travel in the morning? What walks past at dusk? Which scents linger in the air? Take your rituals outdoors, under the heat of the noonday sun and beneath the light of the moon. Know your landscape in all seasons. It will be well worth it, for so will you come to know yourself. Conclusion. I hope that this work has helped to enrich your ritual work in the Druid tradition. It is based on decades of personal experience and research, and has been offered to you in the spirit of Llewellyn, of inspiration. May the inspiration continue to flow. May your ritual work nourish you and the land itself. Llewellyn blessings on your journey.